Welcome to Catholic Views. I'm your host, Renee Kranz. On today's show, we will have Deputy State's Attorney Nick Michaels in the studio. He is the Deputy State's Attorney for Minnehaha County. He'll be here to talk about a court case that is making its way through the Supreme Court. It has the potential to reverse Roe v. Wade. That's a big if, possibly, or at least have a big impact on the pro-life movement moving things forward. So hope you'll stick around for that interview. It's really interesting, good things to hear, and good possibilities on the horizon, we hope. First, we have Dr. Chris Bergwald in studio. Biblical Bites.
Okay.
Dr. B.
So, yes, good morning, Renee. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's today? Do you know?
Okay. Was it the 26th last week? So it's the 27th?
Your math
Sunday?
is excellent.
Good.
Outstanding.
I can add one.
So today's read. I was really debating what to talk about today, Renee, because I especially in our time. Well, Genesis talks about the creation of Adam from Eve from Adam's side. Okay, not the other way around. And then the reason, as you might recall from past episodes, usually the first reading ties in thematically with the gospel, right? And the psalm. So the gospel from what gospel are we in again? This
Mark,
year?
I bet.
Nice. It's about the whole question around divorce.
Oh, okay. So this is a good first reading because it talks about the one flesh aspect of man and wife.
But I don't want to talk about those readings.
Right. Okay.
Other than I was really tempted, but there's something else that I want to touch on.
Okay.
What I want to say about the reading, I love this. So Eve is created from what?
From the rib of Adam.
Adam. And why is what is that? Do you know what that signifies, symbolizes?
I've heard it, but I can't think of it.
So she's not created from his foot.
Oh, right.
Nor from his skull.
Right.
She's created from his rib, near his heart. I think there's a beautiful reality, but also from
his side.
She's next to him.
Oh, okay.
So the complementarity. So the difference between men and women,
and complementarity.
Exactly, equality and complementarity. Feet, she's not beneath him. Right. Head, she's not. Above him. She is. She complements him, and she's equal in dignity to him. That account, of course, is. There must have. My oldest daughter asked me this, texted me last week. Was there Adam and Eve real? And my answer to that is always, well, there had to be a first Homo sapien male and Homo sapien female.
Right.
How they arose, the church is very open to the idea that God, you may have used the process of evolution to get them there. Blah blah blah. We don't. Right. But there had to be one at some point. And so Eve was probably not literally created from God's side. The language is something metaphorical, but the truth there, the theological truth that's being conveyed, is that she's equal and complementary. Right. So, but what I want to focus on in the time we have left, the entrance antiphon, which most people won't hear today, reads this way, or many people won't hear, but within your will, O Lord, all things are established, and there is none that can resist your will. For you have made all things, the heaven and the earth, and all that is held within the circle of heaven. You are the Lord of all. Now, that comes from Esther 4:17. Do you know anything about Esther?
I just read a little bit about Esther. I can't even remember why, but I did read a little bit. She's a queen of a Persian king.
Yes. So this is the time when the Jews had been deported, exiled, and by the Babylonians, and then the Persians conquer the Babylonians, and I believe it's the Persians who will ultimately allow the restoration of Jerusalem and the temple.
They were a little more friendly than the Babylonians to the Jews.
Correct. Right. Yep. So Esther, the Persian king, so again he's Gentile, pagan. He deposes his queen for, I don't know if we know why. I don't know why. I don't know if anybody knows why anymore. Lost in the sands of time, maybe. But he invites Esther to become his queen. Now, and by the way, this is all recalled very beautifully in a powerful Veggie Tales episode.
Maybe that's where I saw it.
Esther lived with her uncle Mordecai. Her parents had died or whatever, so her uncle Mordecai raised him. But Mordecai had gotten crosswise with an official in the Persian Empire, and he was going to see to it actually that the Jews were all exterminated.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
So Esther has to work up the gumption, because normally, actually, even though she was the queen, she was not supposed to like intrude upon the king.
Right.
But she worked up the courage and prayed and begged that Lord would give her the courage and the strength and the words to speak to the king, so that he would undo this decree to exterminate the Jewish people.
Right.
So what just strikes me about this, again, so that's the context. And then she prays, within your will, O Lord, all things are established. There is none that can resist your will. For you have made all things, the heaven and the earth, and all that is held within the circle of heaven. You are the Lord of all. So as she goes to talk to the king, she entrusts everything to the Lord. So everything going on in our world today, marriage, all sorts of things, let's follow Esther's example, and despite hard circumstances, entrust all things to the Lord.
I think that's a great advice for the day. Thanks, Dr. B.
You bet.